that's not a member of the group, for some background, we have a WhatsApp chat. So on the WhatsApp chat, people will ask questions literally 24/7, and then sometimes personally, which is great.
Handy recommendations.
Some obscure questions, but one that we get a lot of is, how do you ask for a pay rise?
Yeah.
How do you ask for more money? How do you ask for a promotion? How do you, basically, how do you better yourself by asking for it rather than waiting for it? So maybe you guys could share some tips on what you think might work.
How would you appreciate a member of staff coming up to you there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to think? We've not really had that, because we set like, it's called a path to progression, so each role's got like a time frame and a salary band. But, so I'm hoping that's not... I think it's a bit of
No, I think we do. We have like a set, so for each role you have a set pay bracket, and then which you have a list of what, it's completely transparent.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do in your role to achieve. So like when I came into the role, I was right at the bottom of that pay bracket.
Yeah.
I had no experience as coming in, not having a clue what I was doing. And like I could easily, I didn't have to do it because it was recognised before, which I think is something that's really great, which not everyone has. But I could have gone, and I was actually prepared to, but I didn't have to.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And said, look, I can do 8 out of the 10 things on this list, so I shouldn't be at the bottom of that pay bracket. I agree, I'm not at the top yet, but you can kind of scale it along that roles. I don't think it's very open.
I've always been like that, because I think the problem is people do talk, and it's especially small business, 16 of us. So you know, when we've advertised like the director salaries, for example, any of them could have looked at that. So we've always have been fairly transparent, and we try and do it's. But I think as advice to people, if you're going for a pay rise, I think it's about having, this is why I left my job, I was plus 126% on my target and still didn't get my pay rise. So I think if you're going with like quantitative or whatever, your KPIs, and you're hitting them, so I think if you have got KPIs and parameters to work within them, and then you can actually physically show like why you deserve it.
Annette, did you have any insights?
Yeah, so actually I had a discussion with my mentor about this when we very first started the Fast Forward 15 programme, and she again, just her advice to me was like, just do it like a man would do it.
Yeah.
Go in and say why you're good at your job, why you think you deserve a pay, and I was like, that's too much, I can't, you can't do that. But she's like, but have facts.
Yeah.
You can't just walk in there going, I think I'm much better than those, so you have to have facts.
Yeah.
And I think it does help to know, and I think there's stuff that you can research to know how much the average person does get paid, just again to take that to your boss.
Yeah.
Because I think they'll take you a lot more seriously than if you just sort of struggle with it.
I think it's really hard as well, especially in the corporate industry. I mean, in here we're all from various different industries, so you can't really compare a job as an event manager at a law firm to a job with a tech company for an event manager, because it's very, very different. So it's great that you've got the transparency, because that definitely I don't think is the case in the corporate world.
Do you know what I would say as well? And I'm sure everybody's done this, where people have gone for a job, not really wanting it, to get the offer to be able to go back to their boss. I think you can, I'm sorry for anyone that has done this, but I think you can lose a little bit of respect. I think have the conversation before you go for the other job, and then if the conversation doesn't go the way it's going to go for the job. But I just think that can be, and it's not fair on the other company as well.
I think for me it's about the moment. Every year there is that performance review that takes place. Know when to ask for the right moment. So if you know that the budgets are happening now, then you should be having this conversation 6 months ago.
Yeah. And also, just thought of something else. Just as you two being like a massive example, like be noticed, like go. I'm really trying to tell the team this at the moment. Come to me with ideas and suggestions and opportunities, and create your own. I got into events because I was working as a venue as like duty manager, and there was no events jobs. This girl had been in it for years. She wasn't for moving. So I went to the boss, we had 150 staff, and said, can I set up a social committee and do all like the staff events? But that wasn't a thing. I just thought about it and went. And then so when the events job came up, facts and figures, I was able to say, well, I've delivered all these events. So it's about standing out, because it is such a popular industry, isn't it? you want to be the one with the sparkle.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's bringing the added values that you bring back into the team. So whether that's knowledge that you bring back from a networking group like tonight,
Yeah.
so sharing the ideas or going and seeing all these new venues and being able to say, actually, no, this venue's great for this, because someone else in your team doesn't have that knowledge and you do, you've already got a whole hand.
Yeah.